Put your hands up.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, I ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis.
More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans, all for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera, improving health every day.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
What makes a great story? First, you need a protagonist, a hero that can do no wrong. The hero's journey consists of many highs and lows and a great evil they must overcome. A setback in the opening act of the Admirals' journey has left our heroes battling the evil Greensboro Gargoyles to keep their playoff hopes alive and continue their redemption arc. Welcome inside the broadcast booth for Admirals Con here on the Cox Mobile pregame show on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Alongside producer Benjamin Draper off to my right, I'm Nick Gimbel here welcoming everybody in for Saturday night action here at Scope Arena. It's game 2 of a quick 3-game homestand as we celebrate Admirals Con night, a comic-themed extravaganza here as we take on the Greensboro Gargoyles for the second straight time. A momentous night last night for the Admirals. 5 second period goals and a 9-4 victory over Greensboro. A lot of highlights to get to. We'll get right into it. Less than a minute in, Jaden Dureau, his first of 4 points on a breakaway, his 1 goal out of a 4-point night, put the Admirals up by a score of 1-0 immediately, right off the opening faceoff. But then the Gargoyles would answer back. Ethan Lay with a deflection in front of Isaac Poulter would tie it up. We thought we were in for a track meet. We were right on one side of the puck as Marco Reifenberger makes it 2-1 towards the end of the first period. We would conclude period 1 with a 1-goal lead, and we see Reifenberger cutting to the net of Ruslan Hajeyev. 3 minutes into that second period, Christoph Papp lays a backhander past Hajeyev, and that would get the Admirals started for a 5-goal second period. We'll take another one here as Pat moves it cross ice. Dureau misses the one-timer. This would go to review, and then later changed from Grant Hebert to Brady Florent, pounding it in from below the goal line, hits the left skate of Ruslan Hajeyev. Florent gets it, throws it in front, and right there, off the left skate of the Gargoyle netminder. So that goal was credited to Brady Florent. So that means Papp and Dureau getting the assists, and then a short-handed opportunity to make it 5-1, the first of 2 goals for Brandon Osmondson. Brady Florent gets another point on the night. He has exceeded the 50-point mark on the campaign as Florent now gets to 52 points. With the multi-point game, he sits just 4 points shy of 200 career ECHL points. Greensboro would come back, and a Carson Musser sliding attempt to block the pass would eventually put the puck in his own net as Poulter made the original save to make it 5-2, and then a first professional goal for Jack Piscucci, a second-generation Admirals player with his father Ron Piscucci, who played here at Scope Arena under John Brophy, the first time his father Ron has been to the Hampton Roads area since a reunion in 2007. And Jack Piscucci scores his first professional goal in front of his dad, and then just seconds later, it would be Brandon Osmondson's second goal of the game on a beautiful backdoor dish from Grant Hebert to make it 7-2. The Admirals would extend the lead in the third period as James Hardy from O'Leary in the corner would make it 8-2 on the power play. Ruslan Hajeyev was not pulled. He was in for all 9 goals. Bryce Montgomery getting his first goal as a Greensboro Gargoyle made it 8-3. And then Hebert, welcome back to the lineup, 93 in blue. That would be his one and only goal of the night. We thought it was his second of the night, but it would later be credited to Brady Florent. And then one last goal behind Isaac Poulter to make it 9-4, and that is where we end a festive Friday night of action at Scope Arena as the Admirals get win number 25 on the season. We'll step aside real quick here on Admirals Con night. When we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, we'll continue our Cox Mobile pregame show, getting you set for Game 2 against the Greensboro Gargoyles.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
Back inside Scope Arena for Admirals Con night as we get you set here on the Cox Mobile pregame show for Game 2 between the Admirals and Gargoyles. Back inside the broadcast booth for more of the Cox Mobile pregame show here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Nick Gimbel alongside producer Benjamin Draper off to my right here for Game 2 of this quick 3-game homestand. We'll hit the road to Reading, Pennsylvania for an enormous 4-game set against that Reading Royals team that currently sit in the last playoff spot. But business to attend to tonight for Game 2 of this 3-game set. We'll get right into it. Some minor adjustments for the Admirals as we see how head coach Jeff Carr has this Admirals team lined up. It'll be an 11-7 look. 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. There's another professional debut tonight. The extra defenseman, Waltteri Peronen, out of Finland, getting his first professional game. He will get the start on defense tonight with Caleb Price. So a lot of action on the back end. There are 5 rookies on defense. Engum and Magnuson have been here all season. They've really turned into a nice type of veteran presence on the defensive back end, and then the captain and alternate captain, as always, Carson Musser and Josh McDougall, the top D pair. No change for the top 6 as Hebert centers Osmundson and Florent, Pap, Crane, and Dureau. Almost kind of like that third line used to be of O'Leary, Osmundson, and Yoder. Now that Yoder's up with Manitoba, that Pap, Crane, and Dureau line is that second unit that you are not going to see split up too often. Nathan Nolan, Marco Reifenberger are the extra 4th line players, both of them hardy centermen. So you'll expect to see them filter in and out through that top 9. And James Hardy moves up with Killian Keeker-Olsen and Jack O'Leary as Michael Cetera draws out for Waltteri Peronen. So not a lot of changes for the Admirals. It was an excellent 9-4 victory last night over the Greensboro Gargoyles, who didn't travel with a lot of players. We'll take a look now at Greensboro's lineup. They will go with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Bryce Montgomery shifts down to be paired up on that third D pair with Doyle, as May, in his second professional game, moves up with Borshov. That top line, Biondi, Smith, and Gagnon staying together. Ethan Lay was my player to watch last night. He got the scoring started for the Greensboro Gargoyles on a deflection. Hill Center, Kumansis, and Hanley on that second line. And then Tian Rask, who leads this Greensboro team in penalty minutes with 82, draws back into the lineup on that fourth line, left wing. So it's going to be a tough task for the Greensboro Gargoyles. They traded away their top 5 point producers before the trade deadline. Their 3 captains traded away. But on the opposite side of things, for the Admirals, you cannot get complacent and rest on your laurels, rather, as you get that 9-4 victory yesterday. You still have another 60-minute effort to get to tonight. Again, another conversation with head coach Jeff Carr to get to the car keys to victory tonight. I mentioned it. No complacency. The Admirals scored their most goals in a single period, with 5 in the second period last night, and the most goals in a single game in that 9-4 win. But being on pace currently to give up 12 goals against to this Greensboro team this weekend over the course of 3 games, and yielding yet another power play goal last night, leaves room for improvement on the ice, but it's also a mindset off the ice. It's about pushing to keep improving the roster on the recruiting front and building a roster that can help a playoff push not only now, but in future seasons. 5-on-5. I just mentioned the Admirals being on pace to give up 12 goals against the Gargoyles, who sit in last place in the ECHL. 3 of Greensboro's 4 goals last night were scored 5-on-5, and Coach Carr said that's simply not good enough with upcoming matchups against 3 playoff teams in this North Division. Norfolk special teams play has significantly improved in 2026. Now it's time to control the game 5-on-5 and win the net. Brody Crane made the ECHL Plays of the Week highlight for the 2nd week in a row, and Jack O'Leary's spinorama pass was a thing of beauty to set it up. But what went unnoticed was Reifenberger's net front screen on last year's Kelly Cup playoff MVP goaltender Luke Cavalin to allow a wide open net for Reifs on the one-timer in that Saturday game against the Maine Wild Blueberries, at the time the Maine Mariners. And last night, Reifenberger scored on a power move towards the net. If Greensboro's going to give Norfolk the ability to control the front of their net, they need to take advantage of it while continuing to win the battles in front of Poulter in their own end and not allow a Gargoyle anywhere near their nets. We saw it a lot last night where Greensboro, well after the puck was frozen by Poulter, tried to sneak in towards the front of the net to try to disrupt play. There were at minimum 4 blue jerseys in front of their netminder, ensuring that not a single Gargoyle was coming into the vicinity of Isaac Poulter. Players to watch tonight for myself, we've already mentioned one of them, Brody Crane. Well, we talked about Brody Crane. His last 10 games, Crane has 7 goals and 5 assists for 12 points, including 3 assists last night. I talked about it during Car Keys. Crane has appeared in the ECHL's Plays of the Week 2 weeks in a row, and that second line of Pat Durow and Crane have been one of the top point producers for the Admirals recently. For the Gargoyles, the only NHL-signed skater for this Gargoyle team, Bryce Montgomery, the defenseman. He got his first goal as a Gargoyle last night, but his impact is going to be felt more away from the score sheet. 6'5", 220 pounds, he towers over a good portion of the Admirals roster and was one of the instigators in the scrum that ensued a couple of weeks ago when Norfolk visited First Horizon Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. He is the only NHL-signed player on this roster, and I expect him to be the shutdown physical defender that the Gargoyles need. This has been the Cox Mobile pregame show. When we come back to the Centerra Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, we'll send it down to ice level for public address announcer Brian Gimble to tell us tonight's starting lineups, introduce a professional debut, and get you set for puck drop for Admirals Con night against the Greensboro Gargoyles.
When you need medical care, ask Centerra Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
It's time to get the party started here inside Scope Arena. We're ready to send it down to ice level for public address announcer Brian Gimble to introduce the Admirals so their redemption arc can continue in a push to the playoffs against the Greensboro Gargoyles.
And get on your feet and welcome to the ice, your Norfolk Admirals! And now the starting lineup for your Norfolk Admirals, presented by Sky 4. On defense, making his professional debut, number 13, Walteri Pirone. On defense, number 19, Caleb Price. At forward, number 25, Brandon Osmondson. At forward, number 93, Grant Heben. At forward, number 94, Brady Flores. Starting in goal, number 30, Isaac Poulter. Fans, please turn your attention to center ice for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. Please welcome to the ice, Khedive Shrine Potentate Illustrious Sir Randy Murphy, accompanied by patient Benjamin Strosahl. The Khedive Shriners are a Masonic fraternity that focuses on philanthropy, camaraderie, leadership development, and supporting Shriners hospitals for children. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, would you please stand if you're able, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the presentation of colors and the singing of the national anthem. Here to present our nation's colors, please welcome, representing the Khedive Shriners, the Legion of Honor, led by David Strosahl. Here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome, representing the Khedive Shriners, vocalist Reagan Ramsey. Reagan Ramsey. Hey, Marco. Let's play some Saturday night hockey.
Admirals fans assemble, because it's time to battle the Gargoyles, and we need you. So get up, get loud, get crazy, and make some
Ready to get underway for Game 2 between the Admirals and Gargoyles. We'll take a look at tonight's starting goaltenders. It's Isaac Poulter getting his 34th appearance of the season. He's got 21 wins on the season after last night. That is tied for second best in the ECHL with a former teammate of his in the Adirondack Thunder, Jeremy Brodeur. And first place in that category, Florida's Johnson with 24. On the other side, Nikita Kwap. This will be his 25th appearance. 8 wins on the season, 3.46 goals against average, .892 save percentage. Norfolk in blue, trimmed in gold and white. The good guys sailing left to right with Isaac Poulter in the net to our left. The evil Gargoyles in white, trimmed in purple and yellow, moving right to left. Gargoyles win the opening face-off here on Admirals Con night. That's pushed into the far side corner. They'll work it up the half wall to the blue line. Good pressure. Back defensively there, Caleb Price. Pushed up by Osmondson, not out. Held at the blue line now, down to the far half wall, thrown out in front. First penalty is going to come to Brady Florent, a hooking call. Just 29 seconds in, and the Admirals will go right on a Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Brady Florent's stick lift got a little too close to the hands of the Gargoyle forechecker coming in. Trying to get that pass in front. Took away a scoring opportunity. Very early tone-setting penalty from our 4 official crew tonight.
Penalty box for the Admirals, number 94, Brady Florent. 2 minutes for hooking at 29 seconds of the first period. Florent, 2 minutes for hooking at 29 seconds of the first period.
So an early Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Florent in the beat box penalty box. Greensboro works it around from the corner. Intercepted and thrown off the near side wall. Norfolk has 9 short-handed goals on the season. They scored a shorty last night. David Gagnon lost the handle at the top of the zone. Jack O'Leary clears it out. May works it through the neutral zone off the stick of Gagnon. He'll move it back inadvertently, and Nikita Quap's going to come out of his net to play it up the near wall through O'Leary. And Ethan Lay moves it along for Biondi. Far side, continued down to the corner. Stuff attempt. Poulter makes the save. Engum stands up his man in the slot. And back to the blue line it goes for May. Near circle, Lay. Poked at by Engum, glove down by O'Leary. Fluttering to the high slot. Admirals can't get it out. Ethan Lay, shot saved by Poulter. Rebound cleared to the near side. And it's thrown the length of the ice by Nathan Knowles. Well, I mentioned it during the Cox Mobile pregame show. The Admirals need to be ready for a strong effort from Greensboro. They can't come into tonight thinking it's going to be an easy cakewalk. Still 6 periods of hockey to go against this Gargoyle team this weekend alone. Just over 2 minutes gone into this first period. Still no score. Still 16 seconds of Centera Therapy Center penalty kill time. Kumansis to the near blue line, Richardson. Around the boards, trying to go behind the net. Held up by Carson Musser. 2-on-2 battle. Musser gets it. Tries to throw it off the wall for Piscucci up the near corner boards. Florent's out of the beat box, penalty box. We're back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. He'll get possession and use the lob wedge to get it at the blue line, not out. Back to Piscucci, he'll slow it down. Red line chipped in by Florent, no icing. First on it. Gonna be Braden Doyle up the near side wall, past Kumansis. And McDougal will find Caleb Price starting the breakout. McDougal back up the near wall for O'Leary. Onside over the blue line. Dumped in front of the net. Hardy was there all alone, but taken away by Bryce Montgomery. Deflected in the middle by Jordan Byro. Poulter plays it to the near side for Killian Keeker-Olsen. He'll leave it for Jack O'Leary. Took his eye off the puck just long enough, but good step up from Josh McDougal. Walteri Peronin has it go through everybody to the blue line. Peronin, 6'4", 207 pounds, out of Finland. Spent this most recent collegiate year with Ferris State. Brody Crane works down the far wall, cuts around. Blue line, Engum shot blockered away by Nikita Quap. Poked out to the neutral zone. Approaching 4 minutes gone here in period 1. Engum back for Magnuson. Up the near wall, deflected over the glass, all the way almost into the second bowl. With 16:06 left in period number 1, still no score. Only 3 more home games left in this regular season. Tomorrow, Sunday Family Fun Day against this Greensboro Gargoyle team. And then Beach Bums Night as we start a 2-game set to conclude the home portion of the season against the Adirondack Thunder, and Fan Appreciation Night on April 4th to conclude the homestand. Still no score. 4 minutes gone now in the opening period. Chipped at the red line. Price moves it back in front of the team benches. Poked at, trying to find Jaden Durow. Picked up by Jack Seymour and dumped into the far corner. Pescucci on it. Price looks for a breakout for Jaden Durow. Far wall into the middle for Christoph Papp. Trying to get it up to Brady Florent. That's intercepted. Pescucci steps up. Seymour can't get it over the red line, so it'll be back to Caleb Price to reset for Jack Pescucci. Chipped into Greensboro territory. Noah Delmas pirouettes in the far circle, almost tangles up on his own skates. And Kuman Sis will come over the blue line for a shot off the right pad of Isaac Poulter. Brady Florent from the near half wall. Chips it off a body out to the neutral zone. Killian Keeker-Olsen out with Marco Reifenberger. Braden Doyle using his legs through the neutral zone up the near side wall for Ethan Lay. Onside McDougal steals it and moves it down the left wing for Reifenberger. Chips it in. Delayed offside is a late arm up from Evan Knox. And that's going to bring a collision on the far side corner with 14:56 left in period one. Still no score. Both teams were able to find the back of the net in the opening 2 minutes of the game, but we sit scoreless more than 5 minutes in. Born Primitive is athlete-driven and Patriot-inspired, creating high-performance fitness apparel built for strength, style, and durability. Check out their full collection at bornprimitive.com and elevate your workouts today. Greensboro wins the faceoff in the neutral zone just outside of their defensive end. Into that far corner, Bryce Montgomery starts it up for Ethan Lay. Off a stick down that far side wall by Nate Hanley, and in it goes to Admiral territory. Braden Engum gets it up the near wall. Florent leaves it. Hebert moves it along over the blue line. Osmondson bodied aside by Montgomery. Braden Doyle gets there. Montgomery with his long reach leaves it. Up the far wall it goes through Magnuson. Lay, his shot stymied by an outstretched stick of Braden Engum. And Brady Florent trying to find Grant Hebert in the neutral zone. Osmondson supports. Can't come over the blue line just yet. And Borshov will transition. Onside just enough. Borshov to the far side. Knocked out of the air by Braden Engum. And Grant Hebert is there to get it to the blue line, but not out. That Jack Pescucci comes in and joins the play. Hebert down the far wall. Too far away from him. Pescucci has it back below the goal line, though. Near side, Florent throws it out in front. Quap is able to glove it down as Osmondson falls down, gets a stick in the midsection of Quap. Greensboro doesn't like it. We'll skate away with 13:57 left in period one. No score between the Admirals and Gargoyles. We'll step aside for the first time on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward. That spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
.57 left in a still scoreless first period. Well, if you're looking for a first goal tonight, look no further than 94 in blue. Brady Florent leads this Admirals team with 6 game-opening goals on the season, but against the Gargoyles, Christoph Papp leads this Admirals team against Greensboro with 11 points over the last 7 games, this being game number 8 between these two teams. And Christoph Papp and Brandon Osmondson are tied for the lead with 4 goals against this Greensboro team over 7 games. And keep in mind, Brandon Osmondson was not in the lineup for 2 of the 3 games against Greensboro last time we saw them. Sheraton Waterside icing called against the Admirals with 13:37 left in this opening period of play. I want to thank everybody for making us a part of your Saturday night. Good crowd on hand for Admirals Con. First What was it, producer Benjamin Draper? First 1,000 fans in attendance, getting one of your handmade Admirals Con posters. Help from Marco Myers with that one. Last night, trading card night. Excellent weekend of action, giveaways, and everything in between, as last night was a 9-4 victory. Game 2 of a 3-game set. It's another TV game tomorrow here in the local Hampton Roads area. Sheraton Waterside icing will be negated. O'Leary gets on his horse and forces Nikita Kwap to come out and play it. Delayed penalty back in the neutral zones going against Norfolk. I was watching the foot race down to the icing. I have no idea what this delayed penalty behind the play is, but Kwap heads to the bench. Norfolk's going on the kill when they tag up, but it's 6-on-5 on the ice with the goalie pulled for Greensboro on the delayed penalty. Just about 7 minutes into the opening period. Dumped in, cross corner to the near side. McDougal tags up. And what do we have? It's an interference penalty. Killian Keeker-Olsen is the one protesting. You can hear the disapproval of the Scope crowd. Coming into tonight, the Admirals' penalty kill was 77% successful, and against Greensboro, they're 70%, 70.6.
Admirals, number 26, Killian Keeker-Olsen. 2 minutes for interference at 6:57 of the first period. Keeker-Olsen, 2 minutes for interference at 6:57 of the first period. Your Admirals are on the Centera Therapy Center's penalty kill.
Second straight penalty of the game called against the Admirals. I can't argue it. I didn't see it. That's why I'm up here, and the 2 Orange Band officials are down there. It's the same crew we had last night. Curtis Pear and Tyler Haskell wearing the orange bands in this 4-official system. Joseph Johnson and Evan Knox on the line, so not the exact same unit, as it was Matt Fox paired up with Evan Knox last night on the lines. 50 seconds gone in the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Greensboro working back through the neutral zone. Gagnon leaves it for Biondi. Back to the near blue line. Ethan Lay dumps it around the boards, near side to far. Musser gets to it first, getting help from McDougal to try to hold possession. Gargoyles take over in the corner. Gagnon to the blue line. Near side, Ethan Lay. His shot blocked away by the skate of O'Leary. He'll come down the near side while short-handed. O'Leary, save Kwap, rebound off the outside of the net. Poked at by Reifenberger towards the front of the net. Reifenberger needs a line change in a bad way. Otherwise, he would have been on that forecheck in a hurry with 30 seconds left in the kill. Good offensive opportunity for the Admirals right there with about 8.5 gone in this opening period. Greg Smith to the near side for Richardson. Chipped down and Smith chases to the corner. Held up by Musser. Poked up the wall by McDougal. In the middle it finds Pap, and he'll go for a skate with Nathan Knoll. Knoll tied up by Richardson on the net drive, and a transition for Kumansis. Offside called by Joseph Johnson. 11:03 left in a scoreless first period. We're back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. Our spring showcase auction is live now through March 23rd. You can bid on awesome signed Admirals collectibles. Don't miss your chance to win. Visit our social media to access the auction and bid now. You can scan the QR code on your Flow Hockey screen. An Isaac Poulter signed throwback Admirals jersey and a 2024-25 ECHL playoff game puck signed by AHL Manitoba Moose All-Star goaltender Thomas Milich. Just about 9 minutes gone in period one. A much tighter game than we saw last night. Still no score, approaching the halfway point of period one. Turnaround shot from the far corner goes through the crease to the near blue line. Dalton Skelly holds it in. Trying to move it around T and Rask. It's poked at. Jaden DeRoe poked aside by Skelly, and into the far corner they go in Greensboro territory. Hebert to the blue line. Pescucci fires a shot over the crossbar, and Duro picks it off the far half wall. Back towards the front, Hebert vacated the slot, picks it up in the corner. Duro, skate to stick, goes back to the far circle. Hebert has it in his skates, but it's taken the other way by Drew Kuzma. And over the blue line, it's knocked away by Braden Engum. Pescucci lays a reverse hit on Kuzma. Pescucci gets taken down by Drew Kuzma. No penalty call there. That could have been the first power play for the Admirals, but we stay 5-on-5. Off the stick of Jaden Duro, and it's dumped in at center ice by Blake Swetlikoff. Far corner it goes for Jack Seymour. Blue line Montgomery, redeflected in front, and a pad save made by Isaac Poulter halfway through period 1. Far side circle, they'll battle for possession, chipped out by Norfolk. Puck goes on edge and rolls all the way down for a Sheraton Waterside icing against Norfolk. With 9:41 left in a scoreless first period, we will not head to a media timeout as it is a no-change situation. We'll take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay. There's Pescucci with the reverse hit, and then the takedown right there by Drew Kuzma. I guess they're saying that Pescucci grabbed onto Kuzma and fell down, so we stay 5-on-5. 9:41 left in a scoreless first period. Gargoyles win and face off in the Admirals zone off the icing call. Slow roller towards the front. Poulter covers it up, and Pescucci clears the front of the net with Reifenberger there as well. One of Carsey's keys to victory was that winning the battle in front of the net. The Admirals are doing it right now, and we'll step aside with 9:34 left in period 1. Still no score on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
9:34 left in a scoreless first period. Another quick replay on that deflected shot. Slow roller on Isaac Poulter, and Braden Engum had to box out Greg Smith as it was rolling towards Isaac Poulter. A little shin tap from the Admirals netminder for his defenseman, doing a good job of boxing out the opposition. Still no score. Loose puck on the Admirals defensive zone faceoff, controlled by Norfolk. O'Leary can't get it out. It's dumped cross corner to the near side into Magnuson's corner, picked up by Greensboro. From the goal line, they'll walk up to the blue line, held by Bryce Montgomery. And that is going to be an interference penalty as David Gagnon set a pick on Killian Keeker-Olsen. This is not March Madness NCAA basketball. Those pick plays are not allowed. And the Admirals will head to the first New Horizon Bank power play.
Penalty box for the Gargoyles, number 27, David Gagnon. 2 minutes for interference at 10:43 of the first period. Gagnon, 2 minutes for interference at 10:43 of the first period. Your Admirals are on the New Horizon Bank power play.
Pass from the near side corner gets deflected into the glove hand of Nikita Kwap. We'll take another look at it. It's a perfect pick play if you're on the hardwood basketball court that was set up, what was it, last weekend for the MEAC tournament here at Scope Arena. Setting that pick was David Gagnon. That's not allowed in the world of ice puck. And the Admirals are given their first power play of the evening. They were 1 for 2 last night, almost 2 for 2. Just 1 second shy of a power play goal to make it 2 for 2 last night. Hebert from the near circle, blue line for McDougal, far side Pap, now McDougal again, straight away, top of the umbrella. Shot deflected by Florent off the body of Kwap to the near half wall for Hebert. Corner Florent, cross ice, far side, one-timer blockered away by Kwap as Pap didn't get all of it that he wanted. And it's deflected up to the far blue line for McDougal. A rolling puck on the backhander. No penalty called as McDougal ties up a Gargoyle player. Could have been a short-handed opportunity for Greensboro. They're upset that we're not 4-on-4 halfway through the New Horizon Bank power play. David Gagnon being treated to the warm pleasantries of Scope Arena. Looking like it's going to be close to 6,000 or 6,500 here in attendance as we're about 7:50 left in period one. Scope has really started to fill out here for Saturday night action against their new North Division rival, the Greensboro Gargoyles. Brody Crane drops it for Jack O'Leary through the neutral zone. They'll come in onside. Shot deflected. James Hardy gloves it down. Is it a hand pass? No, it is not. So it goes dumped in to the far side corner for O'Leary. Near side Reifenberger. Blue line up for Brody Crane, Far side Hardy. Price at the blue line, near side Crane. Approaching the end of the power play. Crane shot blocked away. Blue line held by the rookie Caleb Price. Brody Crane backhands to the slot. O'Leary far side over the stick of Hardy. Richardson gets to it, but he can't earn possession. Hardy from his knees to the corner for Reifenberger. Back to 5-on-5 play. O'Leary scores. No, it goes off the post. Oh my goodness, that close to a 1-goal game. Brody Crane on the transition from the neutral zone. His shot goes over the crossbar. And Jordan Byro looks for an outlet. Borshov down the near side wall, chips it in. From my angle up here, I thought that hit the post and went in, and it came out the other side behind Kwap to the near side boards. That close to a 1-0 lead with now 6:35 left in a still somehow scoreless first period. Gargoyles in the Admirals zone. A backhander flutters off the left pad of Poulter. Magnuson gets to it, throws it off the far wall. Osmundson can't get it out, chipped into Magnuson's corner. Skate to stick. He'll backhand it to the near side for Braden Engum. The left-handed shot has to backhand it to center. It's a good breakout pass for Osmundson. Greensboro's in the middle of a line change. They are legal in doing so, so there is no penalty for too many men on the ice. And Borshov comes through neutral ice to dump it at the red line, cross corner to the far side. Walteri Peronin in his professional debut. Up for Nathan Knoll, turns it over. Blue line shot over the crossbar off the glass behind. Dalton Skelly with 5:50 left in the scoreless first period. Battling for it in the near corner. 3 Admirals against 2 Gargoyles. Admirals outnumber, and they earn possession. Peronin escapes to the safety behind his own net. And he'll find Jack Piscucci at the blue line. Osmundson dumps it in. Noah Domas stops up away from the forecheck pressure of Nathan Knoll. Goes back up the far wall. Tian Rask, a spinorama backhander through the slot. Seymour up the near wall. Duro almost gets it out. Hebert battling with Rask. It goes towards the front of the net. Poulter makes a point-blank save. He covers up the rebound. Pescucci gets taken down behind the net. Tian Rask drops the gloves with Grant Hebert, who keeps his gloves on for a moment. More pushing and shoving behind the net. Nathan Knoll comes in. Pescucci is there. Hebert still with the gloves on. Tian Rask wants a piece of 93 in blue. His gloves and helmet have been discarded. They'll be separated. No full fight is had. But that gets the Scope crowd on their feet with 5:05 left in a scoreless first period. We'll step aside for the third and final time here in period one. Still no score. We'll sort it all out when we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The Catastrophic Injury Team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Tomorrow's our last Sunday Family Fun Day game of the season. A 3:05 p.m. puck drop to conclude this homestand against the Greensboro Gargoyles. Buy one adult ticket and get up to 3 kids tickets for $20 each, plus 1 free Activity Zone wristband, popcorn, and Dippin' Dots. Visit our website or scan the QR code on your Flow Hockey screen to take advantage of the last Sunday Family Fun Day of the season.
Penalty box for the Gargoyles, number 78, Tian Rask. And for the Admirals, number 93, Grant Hebert. 2 minutes each for roughing at 14:55 of the first period. Gargoyles, Rask. Admirals, Hebert. 2 minutes each for roughing at 14:55 of the first period.
So we skate 4-on-4, 5 minutes left in a scoreless first period. Open room. Florent out in front, saved by Quap on the captain. Osmondson gets it back in the high slot, glove down, no hand pass, touched by Greensboro, and Lay leaves it for Dalton Skelly. He'll move it back to Lay up the far wall, and it's dumped in at the blue line on a deflection to the near side. 2-on-2 transition, Florent and Pap go for a skate. Florent gets it out in front, forehand, backhand, score! Career point, 197 for Brady Florent, and what a beauty! Absolutely undresses the Gargoyle defender of Ethan Lay. Forehand, backhand, how are ya? No shot for Nikita Quap, and a 1-0 lead for the Admirals with 4:10 left in the opening period. We remain 4-on-4 on the ice. Christoph Pap should get an assist as well.
Coastal Cocktail goal! Scoring his 25th of the season, number 94, Brady Florent. Assist to number 24, Christoph Pap. And number 4, Carson Musser. At 15:50 of the first period, Florent from Pap and Musser at 15:50 of the first period.
25 seconds left of 4-on-4 play, 3.5 left in period one. 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Well, I mentioned it. Brady Florent had 6 first goals of the game coming into tonight. That is his 7th game-opening goal. And Christoph Pap with his 12th point against this Greensboro Gargoyle team. 1-0 lead for the Admirals. We're back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. Shot blocked in front of Nikita Quap. Engum throws it to the high slot for O'Leary. Backhands it into the corner. Wanted Magnuson to chase it, but he stays at his defensive position, and Greensboro comes On the transition down the near side, T and Rask rips a shot that's paddled away by Poulter. Rebound back behind the net. Handled by Norfolk out in front of their own net and chipped out to center ice by Nathan Knoll. 2:37 left in period one. 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Richardson through neutral. Braden Engum tries to lay a hit on Seymour. Back out in front. Nathan Knoll's going to be taken now. This might spark something in front. Seymour's had enough. Nathan Knoll drops the gloves. Lands a right hook on Seymour. We'll see what comes from this. Norfolk's for sure going to be shorthanded. Nathan Knoll took a player down in front. There was an original penalty on that. Might get more for dropping the gloves and landing a punch on Jack Seymour in just his second professional game. Whether you're celebrating a win or bouncing back from a tough game, remember you can always win at Beam Light Sauna. Experience the benefits of infrared saunas and light therapy. Detoxify, recover, and recharge. Visit beamlightsauna.com to book your session today. Sounds like just 2 minutes for roughing for Nathan Knoll, so he gets away with likely picking up an extra. So more discussion in front of the timekeeper's bench. Not sure who's in there for the Greensboro Gargoyles. They've shifted their captainship around. What is Artem Borshov? Centera Therapy Center penalty kill with 2:21 left in period one. Nathan Knoll picks up penalty minutes 107 and 108, extending his team lead in penalty minutes. Gargoyles hold possession, dumping it far side, shot right into the midsection of Isaac Poulter.
2 minutes for roughing at 17:39 of the first period. Knoll, 2 minutes for roughing at 17:39 of the first period. The Admirals on the Centera Therapy Center's penalty kill.
So it's their third penalty kill of the night. Knoll gets taken for that roughing penalty. Far side circle face-off now. Admirals holding on to a 1-0 lead. Gargoyles win possession off the face-off. Chip to the blue line. Ethan Lay towards the front, blocked away by Poulter. Biondi behind, intercepted by Norfolk and sent the length of the ice. Josh McDougall doing the honors. Norfolk on an 8-game point streak, 6-0, 2-0 in their last 8. Their last loss in regulation was at the First Horizon Coliseum against this Gargoyle team. Very different looking Greensboro team than we saw in that loss. As this puck flutters through David Gagnon and Florent clears it. Florent now sits 3 points shy of 200 career ECHL points with that game-opening goal. Noah Delmas starts the breakout. Richardson down the near wall, chipped at the red line, behind the net, poked at by Poulter out of his net. Far side wall, Killian Keeker, Olsen battling for it. 3-on-3 battle. Norfolk comes away with possession. Pap skates down the far wall, lost possession, and he'll dump it the rest of the way. 1 minute left in period one. Quap leaves it back behind for Noah Delmas. Kumansis through center, onside at the blue line, just barely for Greg Smith. Far corner through Engum, up the near half wall, Richardson. Bodied by Keeker Olsen, but he holds possession down in the corner. Through Braden Engum. Gargoyles trying to get it back to the blue line for Delmas. He'll poke it down to the half wall. Reifenberger's there. Chipped out for Keeker Olsen. Knocked down by Kumansis. They're still tangled up at the Admiral blue line. They'll separate with 23 left on the clock, and we're back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. Knowles out of the beat box, penalty box. Greg Smith over the blue line. Dumps it around Knoll. Into the corner of Jack Piscucci. Far side corner boards for Carson Musser. He's got a passing lane off the near wall. Onside just barely for Grant Hebert. Left at the top of the slot for Musser, who joined the play. Musser pokes at it. 2 seconds left. O'Leary with one last whack at it, and that'll do it for period one. 1-0 lead for the Admirals after 20 minutes of play. When we come back, it'll be the Buds, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. The Admirals lead 1-0 on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia Beach, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
We welcome you back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals bring a 1-0 lead into the first intermission of play over the Greensboro Gargoyles here for Admirals Con. And we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Nick Gimbel with producer Benjamin Draper off to my right here for the Buds, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. Not a lot of fireworks in that first period, not the kind that we saw last night. Only 3 goals were scored in that first period last night. 2 of them scored in the opening 2 minutes, however. But another game-opening goal for Brady Florent, his 7th game-opening goal of the season. And the Admirals getting in a little bit of penalty trouble, but they're 3 for 3 on the kill so far, unable to take advantage of their 1 power play opportunity of the night thus far. No penalties were called in the first period last night, but the Admirals able to kind of control that 5-on-5 play. Was one of Jeff Carr's keys to victory that we talked about during the Cox Mobile pregame show. Not a lot of 5-on-5 to speak of. 3 penalties called against the Admirals, 1 penalty called against Greensboro, so 8 total penalty minutes and a 4-on-4 play. So half of the game spent at some variation of special teams, only the other half spent 5-on-5. So for the Admirals, it's going to be all about settling into the game. This Greensboro team that had 3 professional debuts last night, those players now know the type of environment they're walking into in a professional setting here at Scope Arena. So this Greensboro team's more ready than they were yesterday, fresh off the bus, I might add, as well. Our one goal of the period belongs to Brady Florent, who's now 3 points shy of 200 career ECHL points. That is our Scrimp Shack play of the period. Maybe the play of the season. Look at the stick handling around Ethan Lay. Fakes the forehand around Nikita Kwap to go backhand for the game's first goal with 4:10 left in period one. There's the drop pass from Christoph Papp. Stick handles around Ethan Lay and Nikita Kwap down and out. No shot for 32 in white. So again, for the Admirals, they had a 5-goal performance last night in the second period. That's the most that they've scored in a single period all season. 9 goals last night were the most they scored in a single game all season. So for this Admirals team, you're not trying to get 9, you're just trying to get the next one and make sure you extend that lead and control the play where you can. Right now, you're watching the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. Greensboro's leading in the shot category 9-7, but the Admirals up 1-0 over the Gargoyles on Admirals Con night. And when we come back, we'll take a listen to the ECHL Plays of the Week from last week's action around the Premier AA Hockey League.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward. That spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
Back inside for more of the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show here at Scope Arena as the Admirals bring a 1-0 lead over the Gargoyles into the locker room after 20 minutes of play. We'll now take a listen to the ECHL Plays of the Week from around the Premier AA Hockey League from last weekend's action around the ECHL.
We've reached the time they dub March Madness as fans across the country begin to fill out their men's and women's basketball championship tournament brackets. We so too begin to fill out who will make the field for the ECHL Kelly Cup playoff bracket as we approach the final month of the regular season. Hello everybody and welcome in to this week's ECHL Plays of the Week. I'm Brendan Paul, the voice of the Tahoe Night Monsters, and without further ado, let's jump right into it by starting in the North Division. The Norfolk Admirals went on a 3-game Northeastern road trip last weekend to Worcester and Maine. After taking 5 of 6 points from the Steelheads the previous weekend, Norfolk's road trip got off to a hot start with a 5-2 win over the Railers.
Reifenberger's out of the box. O'Leary feeds him. Reifenberger in on the breakaway. Backhand score! 4 rip for the Admirals with 5:17 left in period 2.
With a win and overtime loss in Maine to round out the road trip, Norfolk earned 5 of 6 points in consecutive weekends and have now earned a point in their last 7 games. That was Nick Gimble on the Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. Well, we just chatted briefly about Maine, so now let's flip the switch and go to the other side of that weekend set as the Maine Mariners were working overtime on their entire homestand last week, playing extra time in 3 of the 4 games that they hosted at Cross Insurance Arena. On Saturday against the Norfolk Admirals, the Mariners changed their identity to the Maine Wild Blueberries for the night, a tradition that honors what could have been if the team's naming contest had gone in another direction 9 years ago. Tied at 2 after regulation, the Blueberries look to pick up where the Mariners left off.
Hudson coming again, hands it off to Jordan. Jordan into Hudson, down below the goal line. Ingham crashes into him. Jordan using his long reach to try to take it back. His stick got caught up on the boards, but into the slot. Hudson pulls back, fires and scores! Wild Blueberry overtime winner, Jacob Hudson. The 3rd OT win on the homestand. 3-2, the Mariners win it.
That call comes from Michael Keeley on the Mariners broadcast network as Maine won for the 12th time in its last 13 games. Hudson's goal was his 20th of the season, which leads all Mariners. Well, we've touched on the North. Let's go to the South Division, where down south, it's Aaron Luchuk leading the offensive charge for the Orlando Solar Bears. Complimenting John Gillies' Warrior Hockey Goaltender of the Week honors, Luchuk has points in his last 4 games, including a 3-point night Friday in Savannah.
Puck inside the Savannah zone. Bardero after it along with Jared Lucas Savages. Bardero to Luchuk. Wrist shot, scores! Bar down by Luchuk from the bottom of the right-hand circle. He blew it over the left shoulder at Giesbrecht, and Orlando takes a 1-0 lead. Puck loose out in the neutral zone. It'll be Bardero right in front of the penalty boxes to control it. Poked it in past his man. Here's a break for Luchuk. Right circle. Wrister, score! Aaron Luchuk picks the top corner again. His second goal of the game at 1:05 of the third. 4-0 in favor of the Solar Bears.
Luchuk's 2 goals and an assist, and John Gillies' 24-save shutout helped Orlando to a 5-0 victory over the Ghost Pirates. The Solar Bears have 2 games this week against their in-state rival, the Florida Everblades. That was Joey Batano on the Orlando Solar Bears Hockey Network. It's off to the Western Conference we go, and we start in the Central Division, where the Indy Fuel started a key 3-game weekend Friday at home against their in-state rivals from Fort Wayne. With the Fuel trailing 1-0 in the third, new acquisition Tyler Weiss tied the game on the power play. With the seconds ticking down in the third, he struck again.
Janicki, far side, good poke check by Weiss. Has it on the goal line. Weiss takes the goal backhand. He scores! He scores! Tyler Weiss with 12 seconds to go, and the Fuel lead it 2-1. Tyler Weiss just picked up the puck along the goal line, took it right to the net front, and jammed it through Janssen, and the Fuel have scored twice in the third period, both off the stick of Tyler Weiss.
Weiss began his Fuel career with points in his first 3 games. That was Andrew Smith on the Indy Fuel Broadcast Network. Now it's off to the land of Lincoln, where the Bloomington Bison hosted the Fort Wayne Comets on Saturday, and after the Bison tied the game with an extra attacker on the ice late, newly acquired forward Grant Porter secured the victory for the home team.
2-on-1, Sully Mack, cross, one-timer, scores! Grant Porter, second pro game, third pro point. Welcome to the ECHL. Game-winning goal, Grant Porter, and the comeback is complete.
Porter's first goal helped Bloomington capture its second come-from-behind win of the week and maintain 4th place in the Central Division. That's back-to-back calls in the Central Division, where a new guy has gotten his club a win over the Comets. That was Eric Konwinski on the Bloomington Bison Broadcast Network. We conclude this week's festivities out in the Mountain Division, where this past week the Tahoe Night Monsters welcomed the league-leading Kansas City Mavericks to town for a 3-game series to close out the 7 season matchups. On Wednesday night, the Night Monsters celebrated Pucks and Paws Night, where fans were invited to bring their furry friends down to Tahoe Blue Event Center. After Tahoe claimed a late 3-2 lead thanks to a pair of goals from Jake McGrew, it was Devin Poliani with the sky hook to bury the empty net tally and give Tahoe the 4-2 win over KC.
Wraps it behind Kansas City, the extra attacker with Wells at the bench. Holding on for dear life of the Night Monsters. Poliani's got it. He'll backhand it up in the air. Sky shot. Scores! Good night. Poliani with the sky hook buries the Mavs. And it's 4-2 Tahoe.
The win for the Night Monsters snapped a 12-game losing streak against Kansas City, which dated all the way back to November 22nd, 2024. That was my call on the Tahoe Night Monsters Broadcast Network. Well, that'll do it for this week's ECHL Plays of the Week. If you're partaking in the men's and women's March Madness tournament festivities and you filled out a bracket, well, we hope it stays perfect for as long as possible, and we hope it doesn't become busted by the end of the first round. We'll talk to you next time, but in the meantime, I'm Brendan Paul, the voice of the Tahoe Night Monsters, wishing you a happy rest of your week and a great weekend.
Wrapping up the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. We're heading to period number 2. Admirals move right to left in their home navy blue uniforms. bringing in a 1-0 lead to the start of period 2. We're underway. Starting 5-on-5. Musser over the blue line down the near side, tries to cut towards the front of the net, knocked aside by Artyom Borshov. Osmondson goes back behind the net for Hebert, out in front, trying to find Brady Florent, intercepted by Ethan Lay, who's pinned to the boards on the far side by Florent. Held on the near side, blue line boards by McDougal. Borshov gets back to it, and Hebert keeps it alive for Brandon Osmondson. Osmondson toppled on top of at the blue line in front of the Admirals bench, dumping it around the boards. Picked up by Greensboro. They'll move for a pass that's deflected at center by Osmondson. Glove down by Ethan Lay. Fans on the dump in. Stretch pass for Osmondson onside. Right in on goal. Saved by Nikita Klopp. Stolen away by Florent. Osmondson through the crease. Far side Hebert. Backhander. Klopp able to get to it as Osmondson was pinned to the ice in front by David Gagnon. Just 54 seconds in, we'll take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay on Osmondson's breakaway opportunity, and Nikita Klopp gets the elbow elevated just enough to keep it a 1-goal game. Would have been Osmondson's 21st goal of the season for his 40th point. Offensive zone face-off coming up on the far circle. Glove hand side of Klopp. Both goaltenders wearing the catching glove on the left hand for this evening's matchup. Greg Smith chips it to center. Behind Gagnon, he kicks it along for Blake Biondi. Magnuson gets to it, too far away from Jaden Dureau, and there's Noah Delmas to slow it down. He's given time and space for the Admiral Center Ice logo. That one's deflected by Christoph Papp, a delayed offside called. Linesman Evan Knox bailing to preserve his health and well-being, so Joseph Johnson covers for him on the far side for that delayed offside. Here's another look from above. Osmondson elevates it, gets another inch past that right arm of Nikita Klopp, and it goes in. It hit Klopp's shoulder before he even flinched. That's how quick of a release 25 in blue has. Magnuson off the Admirals face-off win. Poked at by Hardy and dumped the rest of the way by Killian Keeker-Olsen. Nikita Klopp out of his net to play it for Dalton Skelly. Dangerous in the middle, but Noah Delmas restarts it for David Gagnon. Geometrically onside, Biondi in. Off the knob of the stick was the save from Isaac Poulter. Quick shot from the far half wall goes behind the net on a deflection. Engum diving to poke at it, but it's held by Greg Smith behind the net. Up to the near blue line, Delmas. Cross ice, far side, Skelly shot blocked by Magnuson. Rebound finds its way to the near corner. Admirals 2-on-2 battle. Stolen away on the near circle by Biondi. His shot misses everything and goes all the way down to the far corner in Greensboro territory. Klopp has it knocked away by Jack O'Leary. Throws it in front behind Reifenberger, who would have had an open net if it found his forehand and not the skate blade. And it's dumped into Admiral territory in the process. Up the near wall for Reifenberger. Too far away from Brady Florent. Braden Doyle looks for an outlet down the far wall. He'll use his legs to gain the center ice red. Dumps it in. Slowed up by Poulter. Greensboro gets to it first. Svetlikov to the blue line. Bryce Montgomery shot intentionally wide. There was no shooting lane, so he just dumps it to the corner. Jack Piscucci knocks his man down to the ice. That's Jack Seymour. Now Svetlikov back to the blue line. Shot on a one-timer blocked in front. Caleb Price poking at it out of midair. Florent can't get there. Doyle leaves it for Svetlikov, who keeps it away from Grant Hebert. And Svetlikov rims it around behind the net into the trapezoid for Braden Doyle. Doyle on his backhand has to get it back to the boards. Pinned aside by Jack Piscucci, who pokes it along for Braden Engum. Picks his head up just in time to find Marco Reifenberger on the outlet, but it goes back below the goal line for Greensboro possession. 16:55 left in period 2. Still a 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Blue line pass knocked aside by Reifenberger out towards center, but the Gargoyles continue to hold possession. Brought back in by the Gargoyles, so there is no offside, but the Admirals take advantage of the possession change to get a wholesale line change. 5 fresh sets of legs on the ice for the Admirals. Back in the defensive zone it goes. Musser trips over Isaac Poulter trying to get to the puck in the far corner. Tian Rask moves it to the blue line, intercepted by Jack O'Leary. Backhanded to the neutral zone, but again, brought right back the other way by Greensboro and rimmed around the boards near side to far. Musser pokes at it, can't get a twig on it, and Tian Rask moves it in the middle. There's a broken stick blade that belongs to Walteri Peronin. In his professional debut, he's going to have to play a little bit of soccer that he did pretty well in pregame warm-ups and sewer ball. Pins his man back behind the net, comes back out in front. Poulter with a hungry hippo left hand to snag it along the ice with 16:02 left in period 2, and we'll take a breather. Just about 4 minutes into period number 2. Now available inside the Fleet, the official Norfolk Admirals podcast. The debut episode features Admirals defenseman Josh McDougall offering insight into his season, his path to Norfolk, and stories from inside the locker room. Inside the Fleet will feature exclusive player interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and conversations from around the organization throughout the seasons. Listen to the first episode now, out on multiple platforms. Face off to the glove hand side of Isaac Poulter in Admiral territory, near side circle. Gargoyles win it. Shot goes wide of the far side post, as Austin May let it rip from the high slot. Kieker Olsen finds Marco Reifenberger. Gets it to center ice, met by Artyom Borshov. Poulter out of his net, starts it for Magnuson, goes far side corner, Braden Engum. Engum dumped right on his backside. Possession taken by Greensboro. Centering pass taken away by Magnuson, and out it goes for the Admirals. Killian Kieker Olsen gets bumped by Borshov, dumping it in behind. That's one of the harder hits that Engum has taken, but he gets right back on his feet and joins the play at the blue line. 3-on-2 develops for Greensboro. Jaden Dureau fresh off the bench to make it a 3-on-3 rush, and Poulter paddles it away to the far corner. Engum reverses for Musser. Straight up the near wall, Dureau finds Kieker Olsen, who gives it back to Dureau on the near blue line. Off of Dureau's body, drops it to the blue line. Musser fakes, near circle, out in front. One-timer goes just wide as Pat let it rip. Blue line, now far corner for Carson Musser. Musser fans on the dump in, but continues it to the goal line. Crane, slot, Pat lets it rip over the net. May have been deflected over the glass and out of play with 14:50 left in period 2. Oh, that second line of Christoph Pat, Brody Crane, and Jaden Dureau has been elite for this Admirals team. We'll take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay. Look at the quick release from Christoph Papp on the feed from Brody Crane, just off the mark. And it remains a 1-0 lead for the Admirals with 5 minutes and 10 seconds gone here in this second period. Celebrating Admirals Con night tonight. Comic book and superhero themed action here for Saturday night hockey at Scope Arena. Greg Smith pokes at it, gets it to the blue line, not out. Dureau down into the corner. Papp is all alone, holds it on the near circle. Dureau, a one-timer, Quap with the save, and the rebound cleared. No one in front of the net for the Admirals. It goes back to one of Jeff Carr's keys that we talked about in the Cox Mobile pregame show. Got to win the front of the net battle. Someone's in front for the Admirals there. A deflection or a rebound likely beats Nikita Quap. Greensboro able to hold possession in the near corner, and Greg Smith gets it to neutral ice. Carson Musser looks up the near wall, comes right back onto Bryce Montgomery's stick. He'll join the play as Gagnon comes down the near wall. Gagnon shot save, Poulter, rebound covered. Musser and McDougall do not allow Greg Smith any closer to their netminder with 14:08 left in period 2. You can follow us on social media at Norfolk Admirals on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter, and at the Norfolk Admirals on TikTok. Excellent behind-the-scenes footage from game day and beyond from our social media team, and live in-game updates on X with highlights posted as they come. .14:08 left in period 2. Shots 14-11, still in favor of Greensboro. Isaac Poulter getting his money's worth for back-to-back starts. Kicked at the blue line by Artyom Borshov. Comes towards the front. Walteri Peronin, stick is slashed out of his hands. He'll draw a New Horizon Bank power play with 13:59 when we come back. It'll be a power play for the Admirals, who lead 1-0 over the Gargoyles on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
Centera, we improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans, all for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
To the power play!
$13:59 left in period two. Norfolk looking to extend their 1-0 lead as they head to their second New Horizon Bank power play of the evening. Jack Seymour taken for slashing. Out of the media timeout, Greensboro wins possession and sends it the length of the ice.
Number 55, Jack Seymour. 2 minutes for slashing at 6:01 of the second period. Seymour, 2 minutes for slashing at 6:01 of the second period. Your Admirals are the New Horizon Bank power play.
Admirals having a hard time gaining entry into the Greensboro defensive zone. Jaden DeRoe's going to take it himself, moves it to the far blue line. Now Papp in the high slot, lets one go off the blocker arm of Nikita Kwop, in the rebound to the blue line for DeRoe. DeRoe fires off the blocker of Kwop again. And the rebound in the corner comes out in front, and Kwop covers with 13:17 left in the second period. The scouting report for Nikita Kwop must be fire high and blocker's side. That's about the only place that the Admirals have gone recently, but that right arm of Kwop has been up to the task here in this second period specifically. $1:18 left on the New Horizon Bank power play. Second unit is out. Reifenberger, O'Leary, Hardy, Crane, and Engum. It was announced earlier today that Ben Zalotti was loaned from the Manitoba Moose to this Admirals team. He is not in the lineup tonight, likely in tomorrow. We'll see where he fits in on the power play, taking over for either Josh McDougall or Braden Engum potentially. Hardy to the far side, it's poked at behind Brody Crane. Bryce Montgomery gets there, and that's why he's my player to watch tonight. That long reach, making excellent defensive plays like that. Not going to find the score sheet a lot, but that big body is going to break up a lot of offensive opportunity for this Admirals team. Blue line delayed offside. It was not held. Greensboro is going to slow the play down, kill off as much time as possible. Admirals tag up. Dalton Skelly sends it all the way down, in and out of the glove of Isaac Poulter to the near corner. It goes for Engum. Engum for James Hardy. Skate to stick for Jack O'Leary. Blue line dropped. Reifenberger shoots off the chest protector of Kwop, and the rebound cleared again by Greensboro. 18 seconds left on the New Horizon Bank power play. Engum works through the neutral zone on the transition. Over the blue line, cuts between the defense, between the legs, and the save made by Kwop. Oh my goodness, Braden Engum pulling out all the tricks tonight with 4 seconds left on the New Horizon Bank power play. Let's take a look at this again on the Visit Williamsburg replay. Engum, the rookie defenseman, splits the defense, whoop, right between the legs, and unable to elevate it past Nikita Kwop. I just made eye contact with Greensboro's broadcaster, Kate C. Ditzel. The reaction we would have had if that would have gone in. My goodness. What a period for Nikita Kwop. A lot of good opportunities for this Admirals team. Still 1-0 approaching the halfway point of the game. Seymour's out of the beat box, penalty box. We're back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. McDougall sends it up the far wall for Osmondson. Good pass for Musser, who joins the play in the neutral zone. Keeker Olsen leaves it for Nathan Knoll. Knoll poked at by Musser, now around to the far boards. Keeker Olsen down behind for Nathan Knoll. Knoll stops up in the corner away from his opposite number 41, Austin May. Knoll hooked a little bit, not enough for a penalty call. Heads down to the ice on his knees, but he finds Keeker Olsen in the corner supporting. McDougal, stop and start at the blue line. Shot blocked to the high slot. Keeker Olsen leaves it for Musser. Musser, stutter step in the high slot. Harassed from behind, a shot deflected by Osmondson just wide of the near post. Keeker Olsen, tackled behind the net, falls down face first, slow to get up, no penalty call right in front of the referee. Admirals are still offside. Osmondson comes in as Keeker Olsen was tackled down to the ice with 11:03 left in period 2. Hey, hockey fans, take the action from the rink to Just Birdies, Norfolk's multi-sport simulator bar and grill. Shoot, swing, and score in over a dozen sports or chill with craft drinks and great eats. It's the perfect play after the game. Just Birdies, where every night's game night. 11:03 left in this second period. Still 1-0 in favor of Norfolk. Face off in front of the Admirals bench on the far side in the neutral zone. Knocked out of the air by Pescucci. Falls down for Admiral possession thanks to Christoph Papp. Back to Pescucci. Scored his first professional goal with his father, Ron Pescucci, a former Hampton Roads Admiral who played for John Brophy. Ron Pescucci in attendance all weekend this week. Tian Rask stood up by Jack Pescucci in the neutral zone. Caleb Price moves it along for Jaden Dureau. Dureau over the blue line, between his legs, around Skelly, a backhander, save made by Klopp. That's his 16th save of the night on the Admiral's 17th shot. Price tried to be run over by Tian Rask, and Pescucci moves down the right wing wall. Pescucci, far circle in front for Pat, he was tied up. Dureau drops, Price, top of the near circle, blocker saved by Klopp. He has not had a glove save this entire period. Every shot has been at his chest or at his blocker side. Admirals go on a transition skate. Dureau up the wall for Hebert, leaves it back for Dureau. Dureau, far side one-timer, Crane, there's the glove save from Nikita Kwap, making me eat my own words. Biro, thrown to the boards by Hebert, who earns possession. Crane from the corner, up to the high slot off the skates of David Gagnon. This has turned into a track meet here in the second period. Gagnon around Magnuson, back behind the net it goes. Magnuson knocks it away for a moment, poked that onto the stick of Grant Hebert, working 1-on-3. Osmondson supports, poked into the far corner, not enough for an icing call. 9:25 left in period 2, still a 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Poked at on the defensive side of center ice. Icing waved off even though the Admirals won the race to the dots. It's dumped off the backside of the linesman, Evan Knox, wearing that one off the hamstring with 9:07 left in period 2. Up the near side wall it comes for Osmondson. Osmondson around May, walks to the corner, leaves it too far away from Hebert. The left-handed shot couldn't corral it on his right side. And it's dumped at the red line by Nate Hanley. Poulter gets it around a couple of bodies to the near side for Osmondson. Turned over at the top of the near circle. Nate Hanley walks all the way to the far half wall, moves it near side for May. Sent all the way down the ice by Norfolk. It's rolling wide to the far side of the net. It'll be a Sheraton Waterside icing against the Admirals with 8:35 left in period 2. We will not head to a media timeout again because of the no change situation. This Sunday is not only our last Sunday Family Fun Day, but it's our last home game where you can use our first draft deal. Buy tickets through this offer and get your first draft beer of the night for just $5. Visit our website or our social medias to get your first draft deal for tomorrow's game now, and scan the QR code on your Flow Hockey screen as well. $8:35 left in period 2, 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Our next stoppage that is not a no-change situation will take a media timeout, but for now we'll be set for a face-off on the far circle in Admiral territory. Norfolk sends it the length of the ice. It's another slow roller that has just enough speed to get down to the Gargoyle goal line. Musser protesting that it was deflected, to no avail. They're going to bring the face-off down. Due to the Sheraton Waterside icing against the Admirals, Musser protesting all the way back to the far side circle face-off, blocker hand side of his goaltender, Isaac Poulter. Tell you what, Scope Arena has really filled sold out here tonight. All of the boxes down at ice level are full. All of the sections packed in here for Admirals Con. We'll get a final attendance number sometime in the third period to let you know the final total. As the Admirals work back 2-on-2 after the face-off win, Osmondson dumps it in. The Admirals will make a line change because of it. Skelly behind the net for Delmas, up the wall for Nate Hanley. Hanley dumps it around Magnuson. Poulter slows it up. First on it is Kumansis. 12 minutes gone in period 2. 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Still battling for possession on the far corner. Lay to the blue line. Skelly on the backhand of Delmas. Now a forehand shot. Saved by Poulter on a deflection. Maybe his best of the night. Delmas for Lay at the blue line. Four Gargoyles are up high in the zone. It's rimmed below the net. And out of the far side it goes for Kumansis. Delmas back to Kumansis. High slot. Skelly fires a shot. That's Lay rather. And Poulter with a nice right pad save. And Magnuson gets the rebound and resets it for Braden Engum. Red line deflected by Jack O'Leary. Stops at the blue line. Dumps it cross corner. 7:20 left in period 2. Still a 1-0 lead. Through the legs of Richardson, and Jaden Duro resets for Jack Piscucci. Piscucci flushed out from behind the net, now battling in the trapezoid, now coming out from behind the net. Pass off a skate, taken away by Richardson. Out in front, Svetlikov, glove save and a beauty from Isaac Poulter. Left-handed glove save of larcenous proportions from 30 in blue to preserve the 1-0 lead. We'll step aside with 6:54 left in period 2. Isaac Poulter keeps the Admirals up by 1 on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia Beach, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
.6:54 left in this second period. The Admirals holding on to a 1-0 lead. Well, it's not the 5-goal rout that the Admirals had in the second period last night, but it's some exciting hockey here at Scope Arena. This Gargoyle team with bus legs and 3 ECHL debuts last night. Those players have settled in. The Gargoyles with rested legs tonight. It's a much different feeling type of game tonight. 6:50 left in period 2. Norfolk's going to go for a skate, up 1-0. Duro over the blue line, lost the handle. Svetlikov turns it over. Pat comes over the blue line, stops up at the half wall and cycles into the corner. Taken back by Doyle, and Svetlikov will move it in the middle for Richardson. Over the blue line, he'll move through the legs around Musser. He'll dive into the outside of the net that stays intact for a moment. And it does stay in position with 6.5 left. Duro towards the front. He's tied up, and the arm of the official stays down, much to the displeasure of not only the Scope crowd, but the Admiral bench. Out of midair, knocked out and down for Brody Crane. He'll restart it. Now what's the whistle for? Now the net has been knocked off for about 30 seconds. And now we'll redo it. Admirals are allowed to make a line change with 6:07 left in this second period. We might get some repairs to this net. While we get this sorted out, we'll tell you that Born Primitive is athlete-driven and Patriot-inspired, creating high-performance fitness apparel built for strength, style, and durability. Check out their full collection at bornprimitive.com and elevate your workouts today. Quick pit stop for the post on the near side of the net. Back behind Isaac Poulter, and we'll get set for a far side circle face-off. Only one penalty called in this second period against Jack Seymour. The Admirals unable to capitalize on their second power play opportunity. Greensboro 0 for 3 at this point, Norfolk 0 for 2. Brady Florent, the lone goal at 15:50 of the first period, his 26th of the season. ECHL career point number 197 for Brady Florent. High stick, gets waved off. Greensboro plays it over the blue line. It's handled by Grant Hebert back to his own end. Magnuson up the far wall on a deflection. Osmondson pokes it towards the Gargoyle net. It's thrown off the high glass on the near side. Goes all the way down to Admiral territory. No icing. Gagnon out in front. Biondi. Pad save by Poulter. Price gets to it to clear the change to the far corner. Chipped all the way down the ice. Hebert's going to win the race to the dots. Poked at Hebert out in front. Oh my goodness, Quap gets a paddle on it. Back out to the neutral zone it goes. Isaac Poulter's a man possessed tonight. Pescucci stood up at the blue line by Borshov, and Gargoyles take possession. Skate to stick for Pescucci. Taken back by Biondi in the near corner. Tied up by Pescucci, thrown down to the ice. And Osmondson starts the breakout for Nathan Knoll. Through the stick of O'Leary. Far side, O'Leary cuts to the net. Pad saved by Quap. A defensive track meet tonight with a 1-0 game. Back and forth, non-stop action though. Much different type of game from last night's 9-4 game. McDougal at the blue line. Pinches. Stood up. Onside just enough. Miscommunication is Hardy. Thought he was offside, but it comes out to the neutral zone nonetheless. O'Leary down the near side. Taken away by O'Leary from Delmas. O'Leary looks to the blue line. Musser's not an option, so to the far corner it goes for McDougal. Up top for Hardy. Spins and fires off the paddle of Nikita Quap, and that'll take us to media timeout number 3. With 4:06 left in period 2, Admirals lead 1-0 over the Gargoyles on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
.406 left in period 2. It's still a 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Nikita Quap and Isaac Poulter duking it out. Fast-paced, back-and-forth action. A broken stick for Christoph Papp right off the draw. Head equipment manager Curtis Mosley will get him a fresh Warrior stick as Brody Crane works it from the near corner, trying to get it around Dalton Skelly. Shrapnel in the Greensboro zone, but it doesn't matter as it's chipped off the glass and down to Admiral territory. Musser moves it up the far wall for Papp with the fresh stick. The debris is cleaned up. There will not be a caution flag as a one-timer on the near side gets fought off by Poulter and the rebound cleared out. No high stick. We continue on as Artyom Borshov is flushed out from behind the net by Christoph Papp. Big collision on that far side as Crane throws his body weight around. Offside just enough with 3:24 left in period 2. Still 1-0 for the Admirals. Only 2 more promo nights to speak of. Our last specialty jersey will be worn on April 3rd against the Adirondack Thunder, the Boardwalk Beach Bums. Kind of a pseudo Virginia Beach night. Excellent jerseys. Salty's having himself a season. Comic book night tonight. Coconut drink in hand for the Boardwalk Beach Bums, and then fan appreciation in the final home game of the regular season, April 4th, to conclude that series against the Adirondack Thunder. Mascot mania for Salty Dog. Beach Bums night. Salty's having himself a season. Admirals trying to work it out of the defensive zone through the legs of O'Leary from James Hardy. Poked at, offside was Jack Piscucci, so back in the neutral zone. It's dumped in and out of the glove hand of Bryce Montgomery. Richardson gets it to the safety of center ice, brought right back in by Hardy, but back to center ice it goes as teams start to play tennis in the neutral zone, yielding possession back and forth. Now Richardson finally skates down the left wing wall for Greensboro, but he's held up by Braden Engum. Penalty coming up on the far side. I believe that's Killian Keeker Olsen that's drawing the third power play of the night for the Admirals. New Horizon Bank power play coming up with 2:37 left in period 2. And Admirals win possession and rim it around to the far blue line.
Penalty box for the Gargoyles, number 18, Ryan Richardson. 2 minutes for hooking at 17:23 of the second period. Richardson, 2 minutes for hooking at 17:23 of the second period. Your Admirals are on the New Horizon Bank power play.
Puck was deflected into the Admirals bench and out of play just 10 seconds into the New Horizon Bank power play. So another offensive zone face-off coming up with 1:50 left on the power play, 2:27 left in the second period. Gargoyles win the face-off in their defensive end, and Bryce Montgomery skates slow and methodical to kill time. Bumped against Christoph Papp, and it's dumped cross corner to the far side. McDougall back behind. Very hospitable Scope crowd here tonight, welcoming Ryan Richardson to the beat box penalty box. And Greensboro will send Norfolk back down to their defensive end. We like to be very warm and welcoming here in the 7-5-7 to our opposition. Josh McDougall holds possession for Grant Hebert. Back it goes for Christoph Papp through the neutral zone over the blue line. Papp walks right in. Backhander save made by Quap. And Hebert gets to the rebound on the near circle. Net guard is loose on the near goal line, so more shrapnel on the ice. Hebert for McDougall to the far half wall. It goes for Jaden Dureau. Blue line, McDougall. His shot blocked in front. Rebound picked up in the high slot and skated out by Blake Biondi. Far side. Save made by Poulter on Bryce Montgomery's shot. Blue line it goes. Skelly near circle. Shot wide of the net. There's too many men on the ice for Greensboro, but they don't play it, so we continue on. 5 on 4, excuse me. 1 minute left in period 2. 20 seconds left on the New Horizon Bank power play. O'Leary for Brody Crane. Over the blue line, lost possession, but Hardy gets it back. Hardy works to the far circle. 5 seconds left in the power play. Engum off the skates of Hardy. Brody Crane has it at the top of the zone. Moves it to Engum walking in from the neutral zone. Far side circle, left by O'Leary trying to find Pap. And now a stretch pass for Richardson, fresh out of the box. He's got a partial breakaway. Saved by Poulter. Jack O'Leary horse-collared back behind the net with 24 and a half left on the clock in period 2. Take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay. Good back check from Brody Crane to force an awkward backhander by Richardson. Engum takes him down, and O'Leary bumps Seymour for the extra poke on Poulter, and that's what drew Greg Smith to the back of Jack O'Leary. No penalties come from the extracurriculars there. 24 and a half left in period 2, 1-0 lead for the Admirals. Both teams now 0 for 3 on their power play opportunities. Face off on the near circle, glove hand side of Poulter. Loose puck on the draw. No one with clear possession. Magnuson does poke it back into the corner. Musser holds on to it. 15 seconds left in the period. Osmondson can't get it out, but he finds Nathan Knoll coming through the neutral zone over the blue line. He'll stop up. Fans on the dump in deep into the corner. 5 seconds left in the period. Gargoyles will move it out to the neutral zone. Skelly gets it around Osmondson, but stick handling for no reason at the end of period 2, as there was not enough time for an offensive opportunity. Still a 1-0 lead for the Admirals after 40 minutes of play. A much different type of game tonight, but exciting. Fast-paced action brings us to the second intermission. Norfolk leads 1-0. We'll be back for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show here in just a few moments.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank. In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
We welcome you back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals hold on to a 1-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. It's the same score we went into the first intermission with. 1-0 lead for the Admirals on Admirals Con night against the Greensboro Gargoyles. And we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Nick Gimbel with producer Benjamin Draper off to my right. Here for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. A very different game from last night. 6 total goals scored in the second period, 5 of them by the Admirals last night. But tonight, no goals in the second period. The only goal coming at the 15:50 mark of period 1 for Brady Florent's 26th goal of the season, 197th career ECHL point, 3 points away from 200. Christoph Papp getting another point on the season on an assist. And Carson Musser, the captain, picking up an assist on the game opening goal, the only goal in the game to this point. It really seems like that this Gargoyle team has taken advantage of the hotel night sleep instead of a fresh out of the bus type of game that they had last night. And those players that made their professional debut last night have really started to settle in. May, specifically on the defensive end for this Gargoyles team, has looked a lot like Caleb Price has started to look for this Admirals team early in his professional career, able to move that puck and walk the blue line, looking really good for this Gargoyles team. It's turned into a bit of a track meet, not on the scoreboard, but back and forth action, one chance after another, almost like you see in that 3-on-3 overtime action with that empty space on the ice and that extra room. But again, this Admirals team trying to dictate that pace 5-on-5. And right now, it's about as even as it gets on the score sheet. Shots 21-19 in favor of Greensboro, 12-12 tie in shots in that second period. 1-0 lead for the Admirals, and both teams 0 for 3 on their power play opportunities. It's going to take a lot for the referees to call a penalty in a 1-goal game in a third period. So again, we go back to the 5-on-5 key to success that head coach Jeff Carr mentioned in the Cox Mobile pregame show. Be ready for fast-paced 5-on-5 action that the Admirals need to mandate and conduct the pace of play in order to preserve the victory here tonight. When we come back to the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show, we'll take you around the world of sports for some out-of-town scores, more specifically taking a look at a tied game between the Reading Royals and the Adirondack Thunder. We'll be back on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear, we made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down, we go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
We welcome you back inside Scope Arena as we continue our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. Same score that we had in the first intermission. It's 1-0 in favor of the Admirals. Brady Florent, the lone goal scorer in the game to this point. We'll take a look around the out-of-town scoreboard in the ECHL. We'll focus in on the North Division and the Eastern Conference. Already a couple of final scores as games were played earlier today. A 3 p.m. puck drop that went to overtime north of the border. On the road, the Wheeling Nailers victorious 3-2 over the Trois-Rivières Lions. It was a very weird game up there in Trois-Rivières. We're looking at the score sheet. At the end of the first period, there were 5 misconducts handed out. 4 more misconducts handed out halfway through the second period. And a game misconduct to Trois-Rivières' Adams Moisan for abuse of officials in overtime. Trois-Rivières tied it up in the third period to take that game to overtime, and then Wheeling would get the overtime victory. Another final that just wrapped up at Cross Insurance Arena. The Worcester Railers unable to get the come-from-behind effort against the Maine Mariners. Maine takes the Railers down 4-1 in Portland. Two other finals to speak of. Over in the Western Conference, the Rapid City Rush on the road defeating the Kalamazoo Wings 3-2. And just wrapping up, the South Carolina Stingrays defeating the Allen Americans 5-4 at North Charleston Coliseum in South Carolina. The game we're keeping a close eye on, tied at 2, the Reading Royals and Adirondack Thunder. The Admirals can win as many games as they want in the remaining 14 games, but if Reading does not lose in regulation, it means very little in terms of getting back into the playoff race. So right now, we are Adirondack Thunder fans, hoping that they can get the job done in regulation. Reading lost in a shootout last night to the Thunder. So it was 1 point gained over the Reading Royals with the 2-point victory last night. So coming into tonight, it was a 14-game remaining, 14-point deficit situation. We'll keep an eye on that game throughout the third period. No other North Division team action to speak of will round out the Eastern Conference. As we mentioned that the Florida Everblades are up 6-2 over the Orlando Solar Bears at the end of their second period of play. Greenville is up 1-0 over Savannah on the road at End Market Arena as they get ready to start their third period. Puck drop for period 3 as the Indy Fuel are up 2-0 over the Utah Grizzlies, who will move to the North Division next season and become the Trenton Ironhawks in New Jersey. And wrapping up the Eastern Conference, Atlanta leading 2-0 over the Jacksonville Icemen. And in our game, it is a 1-0 lead for the Admirals. We'll welcome the teams back onto the ice for the Michelob Ultra Zero third period in just a moment, but we'll step aside and wrap up the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show and get you set for period 3 as the Admirals lead 1-0 over the Gargoyles on Admirals Con night.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank. In lawn business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
WGNT 27.
That means it's time to get super! Let's get up and get loud!
Ready to start the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. 1-0 lead for the Admirals will stay 5-on-5, getting ready for puck drop. As the Admirals in their home navy blue uniforms move left to right, Greensboro in white moving right to left. Brady Florent, the lone goal scorer to this point. They'll bring the players to center, and we're underway for the third and final period as Poulter comes out of his net and stops it behind the Admirals' net. Pushes it up the near side wall. Ethan Lay gets there and keeps it below the face-off dots. Poke to the neutral zone. Osmondson gets a handle on it. Leaves it near side for Florent. Backdoor Osmondson. Saved by Quap again. We stay 1-0. What a goaltending battle we have right now. The pace has not slowed down following the 18-minute intermission. Dalton Skelly moves it in the middle dangerously for Artyom Borshov. Ethan Lay works out of his defensive end. Through neutral, harassed by a trio of blue jerseys. Comes back to the near corner. Taken away by Smith. Gagnon out in front. No shot taken. It's taken away by Jaden Dureau. Brody Crane lets it go through him. Tries to pick it off the near side boards geometrically off the bounce. Tapped with a collision on Skelly, but Ethan Lay moves it up the wall for Greg Smith. Bodied by Brody Crane and dumped into Carson Musser's corner. McDougal's there to help out. Musser gets it back on the far side below the goal line. Stolen away by Gagnon. Tried to move it out to Biondi. And McDougal has it from Musser. Back to the left wing for Jaden Dureau. Tap cuts to the net. Crane is the option on the near side. Deflects over the glass and out of play. 18:25 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay. Look at this pass from Florent. Osmondson got the play he wanted, moving forehand to backhand. Quap stuck with him the whole way. Well, I promised we'd keep you updated on the Reading Royals happenings. About 5 minutes into their third period, still tied at 2, but Adirondacks on the power play. Keeping an eye and hopeful that the Reading Royals do not earn a point in regulation. Long blue line shot from Jack Pescucci. Goes into the left-handed catch and glove of Nikita Quap. Still 1-0 for the Admirals. Shots now 21-20 in favor of Greensboro still. Approaching 2 minutes gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Face off on the near side circle. Admirals win possession. Hardy tries to move it to the blue line. It's behind Pescucci. And out it comes for Walteri Peronin in his professional debut. To the neutral zone it goes. O'Leary finds space in the neutral zone, gets around Smith, falls down over the blue line, dumping it into the far corner. Hardy pokes at it. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Pescucci will move it down the near side wall. O'Leary cuts it to the high slot. Hardy fires a shot just wide of the near side post. Keeker Olsen gets to it. Left at the blue line. O'Leary gets a handle on it. Skate to stick. And it comes out to the neutral zone. Greg Smith picks it up and goes on a transition. David Gagnon near side blue line dumps it back behind the net. Far corner. Centering pass. Knocked down in front. And there goes Jack O'Leary moving down the near side wall. Center ice red line dumps it cross corner to the far side. Osmondson's there. Sends a one-timer off the left pad of Quap. And Greensboro earns possession on the rebound, taken away by Hebert. Moves it along the blue line. Osmondson lost possession. Richardson goes 3-on-2 on the transition. Over the blue line, far side lay. Shot save made. Rebound there. Just wide. Back out in front. There's the tying goal. Jack Seymour, Johnny on the spot. The pass came out from below the goal line, off the backside of Poulter, and Seymour was all alone on the back door. It's not going to get much easier than that. .17:07 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. We're tied at 1.
Score by number 55, Jack Seymour. Assists for number 18, Ryan Richardson. And number 10, Blake Svetlakov at 2:53 of the third period. Seymour from Richardson and Svetlakov at 2:53 of the third period.
Braden Ingham with a heavy hit. Back in the offensive zone, stepping up on the goal scorer, Jack Seymour, forcing the Sheraton Waterside icing against Greensboro with 16:46 left in period 3. Unfortunate circumstances for us here in Scope, but we will update you that Adirondack scored on their power play to make it 3-2 Thunder, with now 13 and a half left in their third period. Admirals need to take care of business here on home ice. We'll hope that the Thunder can do their job and help us out a little bit. Glove down in the neutral zone. Richardson gets to it, trying to move it through Brody Crane. Back for Christoph Papp. Far wall. Greensboro doesn't play it, so it's not too many men. Crane goes through his legs, lost the handle as Artyom Borisov got a stick on it before a shot was taken. McDougal dumps it onside to the slot. Duro can't get a glove on it. Goes through Papp, dives to hold possession, but picked up by Greensboro. Austin May drops it. Tian Rask shot off the right pad of Poulter. Admirals player falls down in the corner. That's McDougal yielding possession from the near circle. Out in front, Tian Rask, a backhander, gives Greensboro a 2-1 lead. Well, you can only expect your goaltender to do so much. A mad scramble in front for the first, and Tian Rask reinserted into the lineup, left all alone in the slot, and he is able to elevate it over Isaac Poulter.
Number 9, Dalton Skelly, and number 78, Tian Rask at 4:04 of the third period. Byro from Skelly and Rask at 4:01 of the third period.
Excuse me, that was 86, so that is Jordan Byro giving Greensboro that 2-1 lead. Norfolk trying to work out of their defensive end. Pescucci sends it up the far wall. Not out just yet. The life has been sucked out of the Scope crowd, all the way down to Gargoyle territory. 5 minutes gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Poulter makes the save and is able to hold on to the rebound with 14:54 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Whether you're celebrating a win or bouncing back from a tough game, remember you can always win at Beam Light Sauna. Experience the benefits of infrared saunas and light therapy. Detoxify, recover, and recharge. Visit beamlightsauna.com to book your session today. Gargoyles move it around the Admirals' defensive zone following the face-off. 2-1 Gargoyle lead. Kumansis moves it to the far side. Good pass, intercept by Florent. Trying to find Osmondson on the breakaway pass. Stolen away by Kumansis and dumped back in behind Poulter. Left for Carson Musser. His pass deflected all the way down to Gargoyle territory, so there is no icing. Poked up the far wall. Hebert on the back check, doesn't earn possession. 3-on-2 for Greensboro. Hebert now on the back check, not allowing a Greensboro player to get past him of Nate Hanley. And out come the Admirals down the left wing for Josh McDougall, trying to one-hand it in the middle for Jaden Dureau. Christoph Papp to the blue line. Engum, he'll hold it on the near side boards. Dump to the corner, Dureau back door in the middle for Borshov, and Nikita Kwap comes out of his crease to play it and cover it with 13:55 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Admirals are stunned in the opening portion of period 3. We'll step aside as Greensboro has taken a 2-1 lead over the Admirals on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. $13:55 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Norfolk's been stunned by Greensboro here at the start of this Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Norfolk came into the third with a 1-0 lead. Now it's 2-1 Greensboro. Faceoff will be on the near side circle in Greensboro territory. We'll do it again, false start. Now it moves to the blue line. McDougall, stutter step at the blue line, dumps it to the slot, intercepted by Biondi, and now Greg Smith down the near side. Left for David Gagnon, knocked away by McDougall, and out comes Christoph Papp. Onside over the blue line, far side Dureau, backdoor behind Crane. McDougall back behind the net, through Crane to the far side, Jaden Dureau. Back behind the net it goes, Brody Crane's tied up by Artyom Borshov. Blake Biondi comes in to help out on the back check and break out as it gets chipped off the near side glass, not out. Poked down low into the circle for Gagnon to glove it down. McDougall earns possession, but he's forced back out to the neutral zone. Gave it right onto the stick of David Gagnon, and the Gargoyles come in way offside as now McDougall pushes and shoves with David Gagnon a little bit with 13:14 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Seymour's first of the season. It'll be his first professional goal, rather, in this just his second professional game. One of those Gargoyles that made their pro debut last night here at Scope Arena. Tied it up. Richardson and Svetlikov getting the assists, and then Jordan Byro's third of the season from Dalton Skelly and Tian Rask. Just about a minute and 11 seconds later gave Greensboro a 2-1 lead. Skelly moves it back to his own defensive end for Noah Delmas. Delmas out in front dangerously and covered up by Nikita Kwap as Florent was there, supplying the forecheck pressure with 12:53 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay. Watch the missed stick handle by Noah Delmas. Florent overskated just a little bit. And Nikita Kwap was there hugging the near side post anyways. Near side circle face-off coming up. Poked at towards the slot, handled by Dalton Skelly and straight up. Dumped in by Jack Seymour. 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. Musser stops up away from pressure, yields possession to the slot, knocked away by Kieker Olsen. Osmondson dives, can't clear it out. Skelly shot blocked. Kieker Olsen into the middle for Osmondson. Backhanded back to Kieker Olsen. He'll walk through center ice. Gets around a pair of Gargoyle players, not around the third. Knocked out of the air by Brady Florent, no high stick. It's played by Seymour. Bad change by the Admirals, but it works out as Magnuson's there fresh off the bench. Dangerous right there as Svetlikov was threatening. Jaden Dureau over the blue line. High slot, lost it. Back up to the blue line. Fake shot by O'Leary. Magnuson fires a shot off the blocker hand of Nikita Kwap. That would have been one heck of a time for Will Magnuson to get his first professional goal to tie it up. But we stay down by one, 2-1 lead for the Gargoyles with 11:45 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. O'Leary tries to drop it over the blue line through the legs of Engum, who joined the play, and handled on the transition by Drew Kuzma. Dumped in behind Poulter from the trapezoid. He'll leave it. McDougall stood up back behind the net. Engum is there supporting to start the breakout for Jaden Dureau down the left wing. Christoph Papp is the drop pass option. Jack O'Leary crisscrosses with him, but McDougall picks it up, rolls away. O'Leary has it bounce over his stick on the far corner. To the blue line, it's the captain, Carson Musser. His shot blocked away, and it's dumped off the far side boards, and it deflects out of play with 11:10 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period, still 2-1 Greensboro. Our spring showcase auction is live now through March 23rd. You can bid on awesome signed Admirals collectibles. Don't miss your chance to win and visit our website or social medias to access the auction now, and you can scan the QR code on your Flow Hockey screen. As mentioned, it's an Isaac Poulter signed throwback Admirals jersey and a Thomas Milic 2024-25 ECHL playoff signed game puck. Thomas Milic up with the Manitoba Moose this season. A Central Division AHL All-Star for the former Admiral goaltender. Now a discussion between the officiating staff at center ice. I believe the discussion's about where the face-off is going to be. It'll stay at center outside of Greensboro territory. Poked right in by Reifenberger, tries to throw it on net. It's blocked away by Borisov, and out to neutral it goes. Ethan Lay dumps it in past Musser. McDougall gets to the puck in the trapezoid. High risk, high reward centering pass on the breakout, and Brody Crane trying to move down the near side wall. Crane falls on the near circle, toe picking down the near wall. Crane stays with it, gets it back behind the net for Reifenberger. Trying to move it to the far circle, but holds it behind near side. McDougall one-timer looking for a deflection in front, but it's blocked. Crane gets to it, throws it on goal. Kwap is there for a save. Rebound paddled away to the corner. Back up top, Reifenberger moves it. High slot. Musser fires a shot that's blocked away by Kumansis. Reifenberger to the blue line. McDougall straight away. Musser, no shot taken. He'll hold on to it to the near side half wall. Walking all the way to the corner. Pushed to the boards by Ethan Lay. Support coming in James Hardy. 10:14 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Norfolk is now down 2-1. And the centering pass is intercepted by Greensboro and skated down the right wing by Nate Hanley. Saved by Poulter on the right wing shot and skated out by Reifenberger. Left by Osmundson for Crane. Crane back behind Osmundson. A blind pass, and it finds a Greensboro stick. Osmundson on the forecheck flushes Dalton Skelly out from behind the net. Almost turned over in the neutral zone, now poked at by Pescucci. He comes in on side, lost the handle to Dalton Skelly, and straight up the far wall, deflected at the red line. To the near side corner it goes for Walteri Peronin. Peronin has it stolen away. Hebert and Osmundson clear it to Brady Florent. Back to Osmundson, he'll go for a 2-on-3 skate. Dumps it around Noah Delmas, he'll get there first. Osmundson holding it through the trapezoid, stops up for Hebert. Hebert battling forward in the corner boards on the far side. 2-on-2 is the battle, and Greg Smith comes away with it. Pops out for Hebert, poked at by Kwap. Hebert turns and fires wide of the net. Osmundson back towards the front as Florent is tackled and pinned to the ice by Dalton Skelly. Blue line shot, Pescucci, and a redirect goes wide. Stretch pass is deflected just enough. Partial breakaway for Greensboro, but Pescucci gets back. Up the near wall it goes, Florent. Now Pescucci has it turned over to Bryce Montgomery. Montgomery into the near circle. Backhander saved by Poulter. No rebound given up. 8:40 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. We'll step aside. Admirals continue to trail 2-1 here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Chop, chop, real smooth. Let's go to work.
8:40 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Greensboro, with 2 quick goals in this Michelob Ultra Zero third period, has given themselves a 2-1 lead over the Admirals. Brady Florent, the lone goal scorer for the Admirals to this point. Svetlikov turns it over. O'Leary's going to go for a skate, chips it around Bryce Montgomery, who takes O'Leary down with no interference penalty. O'Leary had a step around Montgomery and no penalty called. We stay 5-on-5 as the Admirals trail 2-1. Far side, half wall in Admiral territory, dumped cross corner to the near side. 8:12 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Magnuson for Engum. Back to Magnuson, starting a breakout. Magnuson gains center ice red and dumps it in. Nikita Kwap starts the breakout up the far wall, stolen by Hebert. Hebert has O'Leary in front, knocks it out of the air and gets it just wide. Back to Hebert, near corner, battling 1-on-2. He's got no support on the forecheck and it's cleared out. Admirals are in the middle of a line change. O'Leary and Kieker Olsen are off. Florent and Osmondson are on the ice. Hebert dumps it. Osmondson back on his feet from the trapezoid. Knocked down to the ice. Florent moves it up for Musser. Back to Florent. To the blue line, Hebert. Near side, McDougall. He's got a shooting lane. Blocked rebound. Bounces over the stick of Florent. And Tian Rask dumps it to the blue line. Not out. Long blue line shot. No deflection. So it comes back to the blue line. McDougall deflected by Florent again. And a pad save by Kwap. Back out in front. Paddled away. Where is it? It's loose on the side of the net. Back to the trapezoid. And rimmed up to the near half wall. McDougall holds it at the hash marks back behind. It gets rimmed to the far side. Musser and Rask collide, and it gets chipped over the glass and out of play. Face-off will stay in Greensboro territory with 6:59 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. We've dropped brand new Admirals merch, including t-shirts, hoodies, jerseys, and hats. Visit our merch stand outside Gate 14 during games or visit our website to shop our online store today and get geared up for the season. "13 minutes gone here in this third period. Norfolk trails by 1. Not without their opportunities, though. Trying to tie it back up. Offensive face-off win. Engum near side. Dureau one-timer just wide. Engum leaves it for Crane at the blue line. Shot not deflected. Goes wide of the far post. Engum moves back to the blue line. Flushed out to the neutral zone by Kuminsis. Straight up deflected by Crane into the offensive zone. No icing. Chipped up the near side wall. Hanley moves it up for Kuminsis. He'll dump it at the red line around Pescucci. Well, that's exactly what Bryce Montgomery did to Jack O'Leary. So Pescucci lays a hit after the puck was dumped in. No interference call. At least the standard stays the same. We stay 5-on-5 with 6:15 left in regulation. Norfolk trails 2-1. Poked behind the net for Pescucci. Far corner, Josh McDougall. Jaden Durow in front of the Admirals bench on the far side. Boards gives it back to McDougal. Off a couple of shin pads and into Greensboro possession in their defensive end. Montgomery deflected in by David Gagnon. Right back up the wall for O'Leary to dump in. 5:45 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Josh McDougal looking for an outlet. He has his captain, Carson Musser. Musser up the near wall. Montgomery up for Jordan Byro. Chipped all the way down to Admiral territory, no icing. Braden Engham's going to play it. 5:20 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Keeker Olsen works backwards to try to move north. He'll leave it for Engham. Throws it off the body of Seymour and out to the neutral zone. Admirals can't get over the center ice red line. We have reached the final five presented by Centera as of now. Off the near side boards for Keeker Olsen. He'll dump it in. Nikita Kwap is there in the trapezoid. Past Reifenberger, up the near wall. Richardson unable to get it around Keeker Olsen. Seymour does the job to get it to the blue line, and second effort off the glass and out. Kicked out by Braden Engham. Back it goes as Pescucci gets it from Engham again. Pescucci moves down the near side wall from the center ice red line. Lost the handle. Svetlikov brought it into his own defensive end, so it's onside. Keeker Olsen gets kneed with an outstretched left leg. No penalty call. Lucky that Keeker Olsen gets back on his feet. Dangerous injury potential play. We stay 5-on-5. Tap for Pescucci as the Admirals try to work out of their defensive end. Dump down, no icing. 4 minutes left in regulation. Norfolk needs one to tie. The next whistle, that is not a no-change situation, will bring us to our third and final media timeout as long as it's before the 2-minute mark. Dumped in to the near side corner. Glove side of Kwap. Knocked out of the air by McDougal. Pops over the head of Osmondson. 2-on-1 develops for Greensboro. Osmondson gets back to make it a 2-on-2. Good poke check from Engham. Diving block as Rask throws it in front. Make it 3-1 Greensboro. Gargoyles with 3:38 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Now the questions are, when does head coach Jeff Carr use his timeout, and when does he pull Isaac Poulter?
Scorer number 78, Tian Rask. Assist on number 86, Jordan Byro. And number 20, Drew Kuzma at 16:22 of the third period.
Poulter to the bench for the extra attacker. Norfolk now needs 2 to tie. They'll hold the blue line to the far corner. It goes. Pat finds Osmondson. Blue line for Magnuson. Musser, one-timer, wide rebound, save by Nikita Kwap. And Christoph Papp looks to the near corner. Up the wall, Brody Crane at the blue line, now Magnuson. Back to Crane, one-timer, deflected over the glass and out of play. 3:03 left in regulation. We'll step aside for the third and final time tonight. Greensboro now leads 3-1 over the Admirals on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward. Because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
Crunch time for the Admirals. 3:03 left in regulation. Isaac Poulter is out of the net for the extra attacker. 6 on 5 on the ice. They need 2 to tie. Jeff Carr has the timeout left in his back pocket in front of 7,300 fans here for Admirals Con. The Admirals trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. They need 2 to tie. They win the face-off. Musser fires a shot wide of the net. There's Dureau in the near corner. Back to the blue line, Musser. It bounces over a stick to the center ice. Pressured by David Gagnon, Musser holds onto it in the far corner. McDougall now for Dureau. Dureau stood up by Braden Doyle. Florent is there helping out on the forecheck effort. Stolen by Byro all the way down, and it goes in. 4-1 Greensboro with 2.5 left in regulation. Biondi rather to the empty net. .234 left in regulation. Greensboro's up 4-1. Reading and Adirondack has gone to overtime, so Reading picks up a point as well.
Assist for number 4, Braden Doyle, at 17:26 of the third period. Biondi from Doyle at 17:26 of the third period.
Nikita Kwap, who's had a stellar game tonight, stops it behind the net. Hardy steals it away, throws it in front, paddled away by Kwap to the blue line for Engum. Near half wall, Kieker Olsen dumps it behind. Isaac Poulter remains in the net to our left. 5-on-5 play inside of 2 to go in regulation. James Hardy behind the net. Richardson knocks it down for Greensboro. Works up the near side wall, off the glass, and all the way down to Admiral territory. Walteri Peronin stops up behind the net, comes out in front. Moves it to Braden Engum. 1:35 left in regulation. Spinorama pass up the wall for Reifenberger. Continued up for Jack O'Leary. He'll dump it into the high slot. And Jordan Byro works the opposite direction for the Gargoyles. Tian Rask dumps it at the blue line into the near corner. 1:20 left in regulation. Greensboro with a 4-goal third period has earned a 4-1 lead. Nathan Knoll cross ice for Marco Reifenberger. 1:05 left in regulation. Near side corner, Brady Florent. Blue line shot from Magnuson, blocked in front. Greensboro clears it off the glass and out. Jack Pescucci is there with only 41 seconds left on the clock. It's a 4-1 lead for Greensboro. Up the near side wall, Kieker Olsen moves it back through Pescucci for Magnuson. 30 seconds left. Chipped at by Kieker Olsen, no icing. Osmundson's on the forecheck on Braden Doyle. Doyle reverses as now Kieker Olsen gets into a match on the near side half wall with an unknown Gargoyle. They'll both head down to the ice. Looks like Ethan Lay and Killian Kieker Olsen. They'll be separated by the linesman with only 17 seconds left in the game. I didn't see what started that altercation, so we'll see what penalties come from this. "17 seconds left in regulation at that with a 4-1 Gargoyle lead. Looks like we'll stay 5-on-5.
For the Gargoyles, number 19, Ethan Lay. 2 minutes for high sticking, 2 minutes for roughing. For the Admirals, number 26, Killian Keeker Olsen. 2 minutes for roughing. All at 19:42 of the third period.
Okay, so Ethan Lay gets the original for high sticking, and then 2 minutes each to Keeker Olsen and Lay for roughing. So the Admirals, for what it's worth, are given another New Horizon Bank power play with 17 seconds left. And unfortunately for the statistics, if the Admirals don't score in the next 17 seconds, they'll technically go 0 for 4, even though this fourth power play, the New Horizon Bank power play, will only have 17 seconds on it. To the blue line it goes to McDougal. He'll move it along the blue line for Musser. Towards the front, deflected to the far corner. 10 seconds left in the game. Reifenberger ties his man up. James Hardy is in there. Held along the far dasher boards. Greensboro's going to kill the remaining time and take game 2. We'll step aside and wrap tonight's game up as the Greensboro Gargoyles respond with a 4-goal third period to stun the Admirals 4-1 tonight on Admirals Con. We'll be back here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule. And late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports. Now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
A 4-goal third period for the Greensboro Gargoyles gives them the victory tonight on Admirals Con night. Admirals unable to complete the victory here tonight. Back inside the broadcast booth on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, Nick Gimbel with producer Benjamin Draper off to my right. A good 40 minutes for the Admirals, but that's why hockey is played for a full 60 minutes. Greensboro outshot Norfolk 9-4 in that third period. 4 of those shots went in, and a wide open empty net to seal the deal for a 3-goal lead in the dying minutes. Norfolk 0 for 4 technically on their power play. Greensboro 0 for 3. So a lot to look inwards about if you're the Admirals trying to get set for tomorrow. We're unsure of the final score of the Reading Royals and Adirondack Thunder game, but last we checked, that went into overtime. So Reading picked up at least a point. Starting to look more and more like the Admirals need to win out and get some help in the North Division to try to keep their playoff hopes alive. Brady Florent, the lone goal scorer of the evening, he now sits 3 points shy of 200 career ECHL points. Admirals Con was seen by 7,300 people tonight. An excellent crowd here at Scope Arena. Make sure you're here for the conclusion of this North Division rivalry here at Scope Arena tomorrow. Sunday Family Fun Day. It's our last Sunday home game of the season. A 3:05 p.m. puck drop that will also be aired live on the Spot 27 on local television across Hampton Roads. Our final television broadcast will be Fan Appreciation Night on April 4th, Saturday night in the final home game against the Adirondack Thunder. Tomorrow, we will see you right back here at 3:05 p.m. as the Admirals conclude their three-game set against this Greensboro Gargoyle team. One final time for producer Benjamin Draper on my right. I'm Nick Gimbel saying thank you so much for making us a part of your Saturday night. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, 3:05 p.m. puck drop, 2:40 p.m. pregame show here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. But tonight, the Greensboro Gargoyles' third period come-from-behind effort stuns the Admirals on Admirals Con night as the Gargoyles take this game 4-1 over the Admirals.